Brewing Feed is here in Cleveland, Ohio, the North Coast, the greatest location in the nation. We're here to check out the craft beer and food scene. Let's go see what they're working with.
And Holmes hammers out a long fly, which Kennedy pulls down near the left field wall. And the 1948 World Series is all over. The Cleveland Indians win a 4-3 triumph over the Boston Braves in the final game to take the series 4-2.
December 27th, 1964, Cleveland's Municipal Stadium. This is when and where the 1965 Browns story must begin, for this is when and where their championship maturity was fully achieved.
Warfield flanking left, Collins splits 8 at right end. Ryan to throw, blitz on. There's a long bomb to Collins, and he got the ball! He's in there for a touchdown!
Ernest Finer. Fumble the ball, and Denver has recovered. Oh, my! Finer had the first and goal and lost the ball.
Cleveland had been in the national and the international spotlight for various things. Mayor Ralph Perk setting his hair on fire, the Cuyahoga River ablaze, and now the nation's youngest elected mayor at the helm of a major American city, steering a course that made Cleveland the first city to go into default since the Great Depression.
The answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
It's nothing a man above. Don't put you in situations that you can't handle. And I just kept that same positive attitude, like, instead of saying, why me, they're saying this is what he want me to do. And Cleveland, this is for you. This is for you. This is for you.
Cleveland, Ohio, population 400,000, with a greater metropolitan population of over 2 million people. With all its ups and downs, if any city deserves great beer and great food, it's Cleveland. Let's see what they're working with. Brewing Feed is here in the Ohio City neighborhood of Cleveland, Ohio, home of Great Lakes Brewing and the West Side Market. Let's go see what they're working with. The Ohio City neighborhood of Cleveland, Ohio. Ohio City was founded in 1836 and annexed by Cleveland in 1854. It's the birthplace of John Heisman, who the Heisman Trophy for the best college football player in the United States is named after. James Garfield, the 20th President of the United States, used to preach here back in 1857 at Franklin Circle Christian Church, which still stands to this day. Ohio City has the highest concentration of craft breweries in Cleveland, which is why it was our first stop in our visit to the land. West Side Market is a stunner. Located at the corner of West 25th Street and Lorraine Avenue, it is the oldest operating indoor-outdoor market space in Cleveland. The market is on the U.S. National Register of Historic Places and began as an institution 177 years ago in 1840, across the street from its current location. The neoclassic Byzantine building that houses the market was completed 105 years ago in 1912. The West Side Market is the flagship destination in Cleveland for fresh produce and locally produced foods like meats, cheese, pasta, candy, and other food. If you visit Cleveland, be sure to visit the West Side Market for a bit of nostalgia and some great fresh food. Market Garden Brewery set up shop right next to the West Side Market in 2011, quickly becoming a wildly popular craft beer destination in Ohio City. It expanded its production into an absolutely gorgeous 35,000 square foot space back in 2016. Unfortunately, We were unable to visit said space because Lonnie and Matt were getting hitched. Mazel tov, Lonnie and Matt. When you enter the brew pub from the rear, you walk right through a German-style beer garden equipped with heaters above the tables, flat-screen TVs, and a fireplace. We were able to hang out at the brew pub, which rarely disappoints, with its refreshingly well-brewed beers and its unique pub food. The space is extremely well rendered in the tradition of the American brew pub. The aesthetic of the interior space is 1930s Art Deco, just like Cleveland's Hope Memorial Bridge's statues, which Market Garden's tap handles also resemble. Okay, I'm here at Market Garden. Not a lot of people here, which is good, because I get the bartenders to myself. I'm having Citra Max IPA, which is one of my favorite beers that they make. And I'm having a snack before I head over to another brewery. I'm having the chicken tinga, I believe they're called the chicken tinga tacos. Yeah, chicken tinga tacos. Check it out. So, Market Garden is one of my favorite breweries. It's not, their beers aren't like crazy, ridiculous, but they're very well prepared, well brewed, clean, crisp. The Citra Max, it basically features Citra hops. Citra hops comes through very, very clean. You don't get caught up in the malt bill or the grain bill or any off flavors. It's a very light IPA. I think it's about in the 6% range. Yeah, 6.7% IBUs. Excellent beer. They got about 6 or 7 beers that I really like. So if you're ever in Ohio City, come and check them out. They got good food, great beer. They're doing big things. We're here at Nano Brew Cleveland. It's a sister company to Market Garden. They've got a lot of Market Garden's beers on tap, some other local beers on tap, and even some of their own beers on tap because they have a small brew house in here. So let's go check them out and see what they're working with. Nano Brew Cleveland is a sister company of Market Garden Brewery. It's a quirky but cool place that has bike tune-up equipment, and it serves as a test batch brewery for Market Garden Brewery. They have a one-barrel brew house where experimental beers are brewed and tested out on patrons in hopes that they might eventually be scaled up and brewed at Market Garden's production brewery. They usually have several of their own beers on tap, as well as brews from Market Garden and other local breweries. They also serve food. Many of their ingredients are locally sourced and fresh, adding to its attraction for folks like us at Brew and Feed who really appreciate things like that. While the indoor space is small, they do have a spacious outdoor patio where you can hang. Nano Brew can be quite the treat, especially for a nightcap. Great Lakes Brewing Company. It's the big dog in the neighborhood. Great Lakes Brewery is the first brew pub and microbrewery in Ohio, and it's viewed as an important part of Cleveland's identity. It is attributed with the renaissance of the Ohio City neighborhood and has produced alumni brewmasters that now run other breweries in the area like Market Garden, Goldhorn, and Collision Bend. Great Lakes is the 21st largest craft brewery in the U.S. by volume and the 28th largest brewery in the U.S. by revenue. Okay, I'm here at Great Lakes. I got a 3-beer sampler. I had to take it easy because I want to go visit a couple other places. And they'll sell you a sampler, $2 each for one of these little glasses, so you can pick and choose what beers you want to drink. I have the Nosferatu Imperial Red Ale. It's like a hoppy red ale, hoppy amber ale. I got the Oktoberfest, so that's one of the seasonals they got right now. And I got the Hoppy Wheat. I was going to get the Lake Erie Monster, but I've had that one so much I already remember what it tastes like. I haven't had the Nosferatu in a while, so I figured I'd try that. The Great Lakes has been making great beer for a long time. They almost went bankrupt, I think, back in the mid-90s. Got through that, and now they distribute, I believe they're regional. I know they're all the way down in North Carolina. I know they're in Washington, D.C. So they're not just a local brewery, they're also a regional brewery. So I'm here in their Cleveland location, Cleveland Tap Room in the basement. This looks like a little dungeon down here. But they got a tap room upstairs, they got a dungeon down here, and it's usually packed in here. I'm surprised I can get a seat. It's probably because the Cleveland Indians are playing today, and everybody's downtown or at some sports bar somewhere. So if you're ever in Cleveland and you want a great beer, you want a great place with some solid beer that's pretty dependable, come and check out Great Lakes. Platform Beer Company opened its doors in Ohio City on Lorraine Boulevard, just across the street from a homebrew supply store called the Cleveland Beer Shop in 2014. Platform is the creation of the owner of the Cleveland Beer Shop and the owner of a draft line servicing company. So there was some craft beer know-how behind the creation of this brewery, and it shows. Platform is pumping out some of my favorite Cleveland brews, and with a crowded field of craft breweries now in the area, that is quite the feat. I am here at Platform Brewing Company, and I just sampled some of their beers. They're excellent. The Saison, Dancing in the Street Saison, outstanding Saison. The Pineapple, it's called Pineapple. It's a sour made with pineapple and smoked sea salt. I'm not a big sour fan, but this is a very drinkable beer. I might be becoming a sour fan now. And then Speed Merchant IPA, which is one of my favorite IPAs of any brewery. It's in the top 10, and it's on draft here. I've always had it in cans, so it's even better on draft. So Speed Merchant IPA. And then they have a sweet potato beer called Yummy Yummy. It's excellent. It's very good. It's not too malty sweet like a lot of your holiday beers are. It's not, I don't know what they use in here, but it doesn't taste like they just made a pumpkin beer and replaced the pumpkin with sweet potato. They've got some other spice mix going on in here. So check them out. Excellent beers, beautiful space. Platform Brewing Company in Ohio City. Give them some support. A Brewer Feed is here at Haase Brewing Company in Ohio City. Let's go see what they're working with. Haase Brewing is an add-on business to an import company called Haase Import House that has been popular with the local Eastern European community for decades. In 2013, they invested in a multi-million-dollar expansion to add a 15-barrel brew house. The bar was quite impressive, but the rest of the aesthetic was rendered open and airy and had the feel of a school lunchroom more than a craft brewery. The patio was a nice touch, but the downside was that it was on the street side of the property, which may be nice at night when the traffic is quiet. Back at the bar is where Haase shines. I ordered a beer sampler and enjoyed a German IPA, a classic Schwarzbier, and several other well-crafted brews. They also have a robust food menu with a lot of German fare. I had the potato pancake appetizer, which hit the spot. Our overall impression of Haase is that they have well above average brews and a scrappy kitchen that together make it a place that we would visit again. Brew and Feed is here at Saucy Brew Works in the Ohio City neighborhood of Cleveland, Ohio. Let's go see what they're working with. Saucy Brew Works was the last stop on our Ohio City Brew and Feed tour. Located in the nearby Hingetown neighborhood, it is a dream startup brewery. With what appears to be a 15-barrel brew house and plenty of fermentation capacity, Saucy has made a splashy debut on the Cleveland craft beer scene. The space is rendered with a modern industrial feel and an open German beer hall feel. They also have a pizzeria on premise, which has very craft-forward topping options like confit duck, shaved Brussels sprouts, kung pao sauce, and more. While I was impressed with their pizza, I thought their beer could use some work, which is not uncommon in a brewery in its first year of operations. I look forward to visiting Saucy Brew Works again after they've been up and running for a year or more to see how they've dialed in their brew house. This place has tremendous potential. They have executed the startup very well, and I look forward to the follow-through. This concludes our tour of the brew and feed scene in the Ohio City neighborhood of Cleveland, Ohio. Brew strong and feed well.